Today, we will crown the winners, the bronze medalists, and our champions. Today really marks a culmination of all of their hard work, dedication, and heart. And today, the queens of the volleyball court will take on center stage one last time. Welcome to game number 3, right here in the PVL, the heart of volleyball.
What a fitting introduction from our colleague Sam Corrales right there, as all roads come back here at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. Michelle Cobb and the rest of the Chargers looking to charge their way and electrify their opponents. Meanwhile, the Flying Titans, led by Isa Molde and the rest of the squad, looking to soar over the Chargers as they face off today in this third game of Battle for Bronze. What a fitting ending to this long conference, as every game in the final series will enter the third and deciding match. The first match is between your Choco Mucho Flying Titans and your Akari Chargers. Meanwhile, the match that everyone has been waiting for at 7 p.m. It's going to be the Petrogas Angels going up against the Cream Line Pool Smashers. Thank you for joining us wherever you may be. May that be on the Pilipinas Live app or on One Sports Plus. Mabuhay Pilipinas, Sinjan Reyes, together with Sam Corrales and of course, Paneng de Corixvata. And
Hello.
Sam, it's a beautiful volleyball day. Hello also to you, Paneng. But I would like to have a quick check. How is the vibe inside locker rooms?
I did feel that sigh of relief with both teams, Akari and Choco Mucho. They're just happy to be at the tail end of this conference. Alam naman natin that it's been a long road. It's been 6 long months, and that's why the Akari Chargers, Coach Taka, they're excited to prove that they've got what it takes. Whereas the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, they want to keep the momentum going, and that's what I felt in the dugout of the team.
They want to finish strong and they want to finish high in this conference with a medal, of course, because that bronze will shine like gold. Now, speaking of this bronze medal match, I have to go to you, partner. Let's look back at this series. It has been crazy for our fans out there. A lot of the Choco Mucho diehard fans have been heartbroken, and then they're going through a roller coaster. Meanwhile, the Akari supporters have been all out and all support every game day. What has been the story of game number 2? It was a 4-setter in favor of the Titans.
Well, definitely this is a different game 2 for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. We did have an extended game 1 where the Akari won in 5 sets. It was a reverse sweep because Choco Mucho got the first 2 sets. Same story of game 2 where Choco Mucho got the first 2 sets. Though we had an extended third set, pero hindi na pumayag ang Choco Mucho doon na mag-extend pa, magkaroon ng 5th set where they won the 4th set with 25-19. That was a very convincing set for the Flying Titans. But like what we did mention, both teams are looking for their first bronze medal. And Akari's lone podium finish was earning silver in the 2024 Reinforced Conference, while Choco Mucho, meanwhile, is looking for a 3rd podium placement after back-to-back runners-up in the 2023 second All-Filipino Conference and the 2024 All-Filipino Conference.
And we all know an All-Filipino crown feels very much different, and an All-Filipino medal feels very much different for our teams here today. Now let's head on to focus with our Chargers. The Akari squad has been out and gunning for a podium finish, but they have definitely been dancing at the Pink Pony Club.
Well, definitely a Pink Pony Club, and we will talk about their 2 leading scorers, the series stats of Ivy Laxina and Ellie Soy. You know, these 2 Chargers have been the 1-2 punch for Akari in this series. But let's talk about Ivy Laxina first, where she scored 20 points in game 1 and 15 points in game 2. Though she only attacked 21% efficiency last Thursday, you know, they'll need more from her coming into this game 3. But on the other hand, Ellie Soyud scored 40 points in total, 24 points in game 1 and 16 points in game 2. But the Flying Titans is actually having a hard time to try and look for a solution to try and stop or lessen the scoring output of Ellie Soyud. But if you're the Akari Chargers, you might want to have or set more balls for Ellie Soyud whenever she's in the front row.
But of course, a success here in this series will mean not just Ellie and Ivy stepping up, they need more support. And one example of that in the last two matches has been the veteran, the ate of the Chargers, none other than the depth charge of Gretz Soltones.
Well, actually, Soltones might be the X factor in Game 3 for Akari. We will expect that Soyud and Laxina will be the leading attackers or scoring machines for the Akari Chargers. But when Gretchen Soltones will be given an opportunity to score, she is always ready for their squad. She scored 15 points in Game 1 and another 15 points in Game 2. And not just that, whenever she's in the back row, very efficient din ang kanyang mga receptions because she was able to tally 26 receptions in Game 1 and 11 digs and 20 receptions as well in Game 2.
You mentioned Paneng, she's such a veteran, very reliable, steps up when she needs to, and that's Gretch Soltones for you. Natanong ko sa kanya, ano yung nawala sa game number 2 na meron sa game number 1, and Gretchel told me na hindi nila na-enjoy yung pagod. Of course, a veteran would know how to overcome, that feeling of pagod na, ayoko na, but Gretchel is leading the charge for Akari. Sabi din niya sa akin, it's been 6 long months, but she is so proud that she's able to step up and come back right in time for the semis. Nandito pa nga tayo sa Game 3. Of course, we know that she had to deal with an injury. That's why she really did double time on her conditioning. So let's see how she will take charge today. You mentioned, Paneng, she might be the X factor for Game 3.
Well, we will find out in just a few, but we have to discuss, Sam, the other side of the court, and we have to talk about your Choco Mucho Flying Titans. It has been a crazy wild ride for the Titans. A lot of injuries, a lot of heartbreaks, but one bright spot has been the honey shots of Royce Tobino.
Well, you did mention that Choco Mucho has been hit with numerous injuries throughout the conference, and Tobino has answered the call and will continue to play a huge role in the team's bronze medal hopes. Her series stats when in Game 1, she scored 19 points, highlighted by 4 blocks, and 17 points and 17 digs in Game 2. So definitely also one of the leading scorers for the Flying Titans. Itong si Royce Tobino.
It's those digs really that are very crucial, intangible but very crucial for their squad. They need that first ball to finish and do some counterattacks. Now let's head on and discuss the main gunners of the Flying Titans. The Titans that they have, none other than Cici Rondina. And Cici Rondina has been giving out crazy numbers, all heart, all out here in this All-Filipino conference.
I agree, yung crazy numbers talaga nito ni Cici Rondina. But when you thought na parang napapagod na si Cici because she only scored 18 points in Game 1, but bumawi siya ng Game 2 where she scored 26 points and not wanting to let her team down. And Rondina has had another memorable conference, itong conference na to, where she's proven time and time again that when you need a point, Cici will always be ready for their squad.
Really the go-to girl for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. I was also at the edge of my seats watching from home that Game 2. Napanood ko nga yung post-game interview ni Cici Rondina. And sabi niya, alam mo, na-miss ko itong feeling. And I asked her, Cici, what feeling is that? Can you describe your emotions and what you're most proud of this conference? Sabi niya, those 8 wins in the semis and them proving that they have what it takes. They have that fight within them. They just have to show that one more time if they want the bronze medal. And, sabi ni Cici, nandyan talaga yung pagod. They just haven't had a day to rest, but she's already looking forward to what's ahead. Kasi sabi niya sa akin, after 1 week, she's gonna finally make her awaited return ulit sa beach volleyball court. So really no rest for Cici, but she said that she is taking with her some insights from indoor, and that is, wag talagang sumuko, wag tumigil, as Coach Dante mentioned. And we want to take it with you all the way to the end of Game 3 today. We do have a Filipino side poll question running right below your streams. We are asking, which star will lead her team to a bronze finish? Is it this girl right here, Ellie Soyud of the Akari Chargers, making their first ever Game 3 appearance in the bronze medal match? Or is it Cici Rondina of the Choco Mucho Flying Titans? Do not forget, use the hashtag PVL 2025. Sitchin Panay.
Thank you so much, Sam. We're very much excited to hear your answers to that question. Of course, both stars will be shining bright because they're in contention to get and grab the bronze that shines like gold only here at the heart of volleyball.
Welcome back to our winner-take-all, game number 3 for our battle for bronze. Our first team gunning for their third podium finish in the All-Filipino Conference. Let's bring in the Choco Mucho Flying Titans! Our second team looking for their second straight podium finish and first in the All-Filipino Conference. Let's welcome the Akari Chargers! Now let's meet the officials for our international referees. First, from Thailand, Miss Sasi Prapa Pintong Konburi. And from the Philippines, Miss Jocelyn Del Rosario. Now let's meet the starters. First, for the Akari Chargers. From De La Salle University, number 6, team captain, Michelle Cobb. Next, from San Sebastian College, Recoletos, the Lady Beast, number 5, Gretzel Soltones. From the University of Santo Tomas, number 10, Camille Victoria. From Far Eastern University, number 13, Seth Domingo. Next, from National University, number 16, Ivy Laxina. number 24 from Adamson University, Ellie Soyun. And their libero from De La Salle University, number 15, Justine Hazareno. Head coach is Mr. Takayuki Minowa. Next, for the starters of your Choco Mucho Flying Titans. From the University of Santo Tomas, the Cherry Bomb, team captain number 18, C. Rondina. Next, from the University of the Philippines, number 1, Isa Molde. From the Ateneo de Manila University, Boss D. Tina Wong. From the University of Perpetual Help Systems Delta, number 15, Royce Tubino. From Arellano University, the rookie middle blocker, Lorraine Pecania. From De La Salle University, Dasmariñas, number 22, Cherry Nunag. And their libero from Adamson University, number 16, Thang Ponce. Head coach is Mr. Dante Alinsunurin. Once again, this is game number 3 of the Battle for Bronze.
There you have it, your starters from the Chargers. They have Domingo, Victoria, Soyud, Cobb, Laxina, Soltones, and Hazareno. Suspects there for Coach Taka. On the other side for Coach Dante, the switch now really is Dina Wong starting for him. And we'll see how this works out. Sometimes it will be Mars, sometimes it will be Dina. But the results vary depending on how the team plays inside the court.
That's right, but this is going to be a very, very important game for both squads. So if you are Akari or Choco Mucho, as much as possible, start the game strong and of course finish the game stronger. So we'll see who will start to have the first point for this game.
Now it's all about heart. We could throw away all the statistics. That is factual already, but that's all in the past. Now it's all going to be about who wants to win and finish with a podium finish here at the PVL. Soltones serves first for the Chargers. Now Tubino with a hit. Laxina going cross court. Ponce was there. Familiarity taking into play. Cobb chooses Laxina. That's going out.
Yes, it was outside. No block touch for Ivy Laxina, so the first point will go to the Flying Titans.
Tubino now marches to the service line. Goes for that serve, picked up there by Hazareno. Laxina will try again. Soft touch, that doesn't cross. It's going to be a point for the Flying Titans.
Yes, that was too soft. Didn't go over the net, but I think the intention was just to drop behind the blockers, but that was just too soft for Laxina. So 2 points now for the Flying Titans.
Serve coming from Royce. They go off to a quick hit. That's read well by Royce. Chargers looking for an answer here. They choose Ivy again, this time through the blockers. Cici was there. Dina goes up to Isa. She is denied. Dina goes up to Pecania on the middle. Soyud on a tip. Oh, that works for Ellie.
That's right, saktong-sakto lang sa likod ng blockers niya, though General was able to read it and she actually got the drop ball, but yun nga lang, no ball control, it hit Isa Molde, so that point will go to the Chargers.
1 point lead for Choco Mucho. Akari playing catch up as Choco Mucho started off hot here. Dina goes up to Cici from the back row. Cobb pops that one up. Chance ball coming from Ellie. It's a sky ball. Tang was there for coverage. They go up to Isa. Down the line. That doesn't work. That becomes a point for the Chargers. We're tied at 2 as we check in with Sam Corrales.
Sinj and Penang, it has been a journey of growth for these two teams. And Royce Tubino told me today that she's ready to give it her all one last time for the Titans. Now, she has proven to be one of the most reliable players in this team, and she said that began from the moment she told Coach Dante, "I will always be ready." I asked her how she managed not to push Game 2 in another fifth setter, and Roy said, "Nag-enjoy lang talaga sila as a team. They did not feel pressure and minimize their errors." Now, she seemed like she had a lot of confidence, and that really comes from her military training, if you can remember, where she learned how to turn pressure into something positive. So let's see if the Titans can get that bronze that shines like gold, or if Akari will make history. Back to you, Sincha Penang.
Thank you so much, Sam. Well, that is the big question that is on the minds of the thousands of hordes of crowds here that are watching this match as Akari leads by 2 now. Aces adding to their portfolio today.
That's right. Actually, with the help of the net, that was a service ace. But if you're the Flying Titans now, you can't afford to start slow because Akari already has a 4-0 run.
Pecanya gets a block touch there. The tip coming from Molde. Off the block there was Ellie. Wong dumps it in, so Torres unable to manage that one.
That was actually a smart push by Dina Wong, targeting long ball of the Chargers. Usually, if may overball na ganyan, yung defense mag-iintay ng short ball eh. That's why no one was there for the Chargers. Soltones tried to get that one, but she's just too far to the ball.
Almost there.
Almost there.
Konting agility lang. Konting agility pa daw. Sina-challenge ni Dina. Quick hit coming from Sed. That is going to be in. That checks the line. 2 is the lead that is maintained by the Chargers. As we look at that again.
Quick side out for the Akari Chargers.
Soyed now serves. They lead by 2. Ponce with a pickup. They go to Rondina. That's return there. Chance for Akari. So Tones from the back row. Cici is denied.
That was twice, actually. The first time she was denied, but the coverage was there. But during the second attempt, hindi na nakakuha ng coverage doon for the Flying Titans.
As we look at this block of the set that's brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Soyud continues to serve. They lead by 3 this time. Wong goes up to the quick. She's denied. Dump coming from Dina on the other side. Ivy over the blockers. That's out.
It was out. She mistimed her approach. So the contact was not that good for Ivy Laxina. It sailed out. So that was a free point given to the Flying Titans.
Trim this lead is trimmed down to 2 as Pecanya now serves for Choco Mucho. Picked up by Soltones. Pick up to a running set. Domingo who finds a spot right in the middle.
First slide attack for the Chargers. This one is very good because if you're Michelle Cop, nakikita mo na pinag-ihiwalay niya talaga yung attackers niya. Only 2 front throw spikers for the Chargers, and it's very important na maghiwalayan dahil yung blockers ng Flying Titans hindi rin malalaman kung paano sila pupwesto for the blocks.
And that becomes a point for the Chargers as they lead as much as 4. We're back here at the battle for bronze at the heart of volleyball.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Arena Plus, Astigsa Sports, back here inside the Phil Sports Arena as Akari gets that last point. Ponce goes up. That's a miscue on the set for Cici. It's going to be another point for Akari. And Choco Mucho will be calling timeout. Start to listen in.
Importante lang, tatsagayin natin, ha?
Patience!
Go.
Tsagayin na natin! Tsagayin na natin yan! Hey! Choco Mucho! Second prize!
Adjust.
Regroup!
Action continues here as Coach Dante recognizing the distance that Akari has set up here. Up by 7. Dina goes up to that quick. Nunag is denied. Wong chooses Cici. Cici gets that one through.
Finally, a much-needed point for the Flying Titans to end that 6-1 run of the Akari Chargers. Take a look at this cross-court hit again by Cici Rondina.
Running attack from Sed. Read well there by Isa. Getzel down the line. Isa saves it. Wong, chance ball. Pick up by Sed. Getzel again. This time deep cross. Bia was there. They go up to Honey. Popped up there by Ellie. Getzel's with a swipe. Stays alive. Longest rally we have here. Return there by Cherry. Running Sed Domingo finds the line, down the line.
It was inside. That was a long rally. I think that was the first long rally for this set. And that point won by the Akari Chargers. Grabe yung depensa din na pinakita ng Flying Titans. Kahit na medyo nagsiscramble sila, the important thing is there was coverage for them. But that slide attack from Sed Domingo targeting zone 5 worked well for their squad.
Really recognizing that the defense was quite pushed in the inner parts of the court. They go up to Tobino from the middle.
First combination play from the Flying Titans.
Let's look at that again. This is their spike of the set that is brought to you by Dunkin. Pasalubok ng bayan.
That was a very good middle attack from Royce Tobino. Ang layo ng blocker sa kanya, kaya ang laki ng opening there in the cross court for her.
Lead is trimmed down to 5 here by the ladies wearing purple and maroon. Cici with that serve, picked up there by Laxina. On the other side, they go to Victoria. Tobino off the blockers. Isa Molde going aggressive in the front.
That's good for Isa Molde because they need the point, and as much as possible, pag malapit na sa net, i-tip na lang yung bola over to the other side. Kaya naman nahihirapan makapwesto sa defense yung Akari.
Cici with that serve. That dump was denied there by Cherry. Soltones cross court. This is different from the strategy in game number 2. You would see like deeper cross hits. This time it's going a bit more angular, going towards zone 5.
That's right. Take a look at that again from Soltones. Ang layo ni General. Because I think they practice na yung mga sharp angles ni Soltones. Kaya naging ganun yung position ng defense nila whenever she goes for that open hit.
This time Ellie tries to answer. She's denied. She's been trying to look for a solid point here. She's denied again. That is stays alive. Tang goes up to Cici from the back row, but a solid block coming from Victoria.
But not much angle naman yung back row hit na yon ni Cici Rondina na parang diretso kay Victoria yung attack niya. She was there, one-on-one on the block. Oh, check that. It was Ellie Soyuz.
Soyuz actually gets the hand of that. Cobb with that serve. Tubino tipping that over on the other side. They go to Laksina, who gets that off the block, and the ball misses Paneng de Konigsvata.
Di tayo ready doon sa defense. But grabe, everything working well for the side of the Chargers. They always get a quick side out whenever the Flying Titans will go for the serve. And loaded din ang serves ng Chargers. Kaya hindi masyadong okay yung nagiging first ball ng Flying Titans.
3-point here for Choco Mucho. As they're down by 6 here. Che Nunag to serve for the Titans. Picked up there by Hazareno. Hazareno has been impeccable in the reception. Wong with that great dig. Molde swiping it over on the other side. Hazareno goes up to Soyud. She is denied.
But the ball went out, so the point will go to the Chargers.
Back to a 7-point lead as we look at this again. The bump set coming from Justin and the block being tooled by Eli Soyud. Getzel with that serve. They go up to Isa off the blockers. Wong was there for coverage. They choose Tubino, who finds the corner.
Good
for
target.
Choco Mucho.
That's right, good target for Royce Tubino. And I think there are a lot of sets going to the wing attackers of the Flying Titans. Kaya naman nababantay na rin sila ng blockers itong Chargers. And the blockings of the Akari Chargers is really on point for this game so far.
Setup going to Molde, and that works. This is trimmed down to a 5-point lead here. That's why Coach Takaminoa will be calling time for the white shirts. Let's try to listen in as what the Chargers have to say about this as we hear from Coach Taka himself.
Just konti lang. Side out, one side out tayo.
Yes, agad ha!
5 point. Go, go, go.
Mag-error tayo, bawi agad. Yun yung gagawin natin yung plan. Agad tsaka atras si Bibi.
Paano yung saroy ha? Attack saroy, wag mo na ha.
Damage, huwag kang abante pag nakita mo po.
Hindi first time na yan.
Kasi ano talaga niya yun.
Okay. So let's go! Side out! Side out! First time tayo! Hey! Hari!
I think gusto lang ni Coach Taka magkaroon ng quick side out itong Akari Chargers to get the momentum away from the Flying Titans because so far they are at 3-1.
Let's not forget also, you know, the experience that Akari is bringing in here. They're the 2024 silver medalists. As that ball goes out, we're going for a quick break here. We'll be back here at the PVL.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
SB Finance ang BFF na malalapitan. Parang tatlo naman silang BFF dito. Meron pa silang friend na penguin. Ang cute.
That's so cute.
Of course, a lot of our fans bringing in a lot of joy in the heart of volleyball. As Victoria now serves for Akari. Molde picked up there by Cams. On the other side, Laksina finding a spot there. Hinahabaan.
Well, nahihirapan sa mga sharp angles si Laksina, but you know, if you have a good target, that's also good dahil nagigiba yung pwesto ng defense.
This is the Myra point of the set, brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. Serve coming from Victoria. They go up to Molde, picked up there by Cams. Laksina. Oh. Is there a challenge there? There's a challenge there for net fault called here by the Flying Titans. This is the first challenge of this match. Again, the challenge is for net fault. Coach Dante noticed something to call this in between a rally, because if this goes their way, this becomes a point. But if this doesn't, it could be counted as a malicious intent. So it will be the point of Akari.
Yeah, the point will go to the Chargers. But you know, there's already a substitution on the side of the Flying Titans. But ang laki na rin ng lamang nitong Akari Chargers. I think they all started with good serves, target, loaded serves, kaya nahirapan maka-execute ng play itong Flying Titans.
As we await for the resolution of this challenge, officials trying to find the best angle here. Look at that. Net fault was the question. Was there a net fault? Ooh, that is tough. We'll wait for the official call here. The answer is no.
Yeah.
The net moved with the ball. Coach Dante looks unhappy about this call. His face looks very stern here at the sidelines. Not a type of person to show a lot of emotions, but okay, there is a clarification now on the challenge. They're trying to show a better angle on this. Oh, okay. So they're showing it again. There's no net fault, even in the wider angle. It's true, because on that tough angle, you're unsure kaninong braso nga ba yun.
Pero I think the ball hit the tape of the net as well. That's why it moved.
Running attack coming from Ortiz, who's been injected in this ball game. Soyud denied there, but the block goes out. Soyud has been tooling Molde. Molde, who has been known to be a prolific blocker, but Soyud outsmarting her by tooling the block. Let's look at this again. Sa outer hand ng pinatama.
Smart hit there from Elisoy. So another timeout here by Coach Dante and the Flying Titans.
Nagsisimula sa pasa yung atake natin. Sabi ko, nilalagay lang natin. Every time na bumabalik sa kanya lang yung bola, doon sila nakakapatay.
Sam.
Ha? O, sige, tira natin. Makuha lang tayo ng momentum lang, ha? Go.
The goal is clear here, to regain momentum, to let momentum swing to their favor again coming into the second set. The recognition that there's a 9-point deficit and the acceptance that they have to push back starting now to bring that momentum coming into the second set.
That's right, but especially Akari now is in a 4-0 run.
They go up to Molde, she's denied. Wong getting that one over Laksina.
Actually, nagkabungguan pa sila doon ni Micah Ortiz. But, you know, it's very important to be aggressive then over the net, especially if you're down as much as 8 points.
Going to be a Choco Mucho point. They're down by 8. Molde to serve. Picked up there by Laksina. They go to a B quick by Seth Domingo.
Good quick side out for the Akari Akari Chargers. That was a good first ball action. Nasakto lang kay Michelle Cobb. So why not activate her middle attacker right away? And we saw that in the Be Quick from Sed Domingo.
4 points already for Elisoyo. 3 on attacks, 1 block. That serve goes out. Going to be a point for the Titans. They're still down by 8 here. Ortiz will be serving, coming from Nueva Vizcaya. But running Domingo was denied.
Good block. I think that was a double block from CC Rondina and Sherry Nunag. No coverage for the side of the Akari Chargers. Take a look at that again.
It's a single block.
It was. Record that block to CC Rondina.
That serve coming from Ortiz, challenged Akari, but Akari finds a decision with Sed Domingo. That Be Quick has been quite effective.
Actually,
Be Quick na mahaba.
yeah, and kahit anong mga quick hits na binibigay ni Michelle sa mga attackers niya in the middle, nako-convert nila into a point, which just means na naiiwan yung blockers ng Flying Titans.
Let's see what Choco Mucho will do. They go up to Cherry Nunag. They do their own version of a Be Quick.
As much as possible, if they have a good first ball, sakto kay Tina Wong, activate their middle attackers.
Scratch it's actually an 8. Kasayap na pala ni Tina. Nasa pwesto
Nandun lang sila sa side na yun.
Magkatabi lang pala sila halos. 7-point gap. Serve coming from Dina. A running Domingo gets that one through this time. This is something that Coach Taka has unleashed here at Game 3. We've seen marbles of this in Game 2, but Domingo has been very effective here. Now she serves. Pick up there by Cici. Oh, Victoria on that miscue. On the other side, Tobino finding the line.
There was a check ball actually from that open hit of Royce Tobino.
Coach Taka was even signaling that was in as well. They go up to Soltones, picked up there by Bia. Dina chooses Isa, popped up there by Juanco. Soltones again through the blockers. Isa goes to Cici. That is going to be long.
No block touch. Too strong for the back row hit of CC Rondina.
Back to an 8-point deficit for the Flying Titans. But this looks better than how they were looking like earlier. As Mitch Cobb serves for the Chargers. Wong goes up to Tobino. That's good for Soyud.
Hindi na hinayaan mag-set because kaya naman abutin yun ni Elisoyo dahil overball. But take a look at that again during the last sequence. Ang ganda noong timing niya na yun.
Sheer athleticism just shown out there. Cobb continues to serve. They're at set point advantage. Wong goes up to that quick hit. That joust won by Victoria. They go up to Tobino, swiping it through. Ball still alive here. Soltones off speed. Tobino. That is going to be a point for Akari.
Right, no block touch, and what a good first set here for the Akari Chargers. Very convincing win for them. Everything worked well for their squad. So we'll see if Choco Mucho babawi sa second set or will Akari continue to have a good game here.
10-point deficit, 25-15 in favor of the Chargers. We'll be back here at the Battle for Bronze at your PVL All-Filipino Conference.
Player highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
back here inside the Phil Sports Arena as your Heart of Volleyball battle for bronze action continues. Let's look back at set number 1. It was a tough start here for the Flying Titans as the Chargers kept charging their way and charged forward. They pulled away, continued to pull away, and the distance just allowed them to close it out easily with a 10-point lead.
That's right, but it was a good first set for the Akari Chargers. It was actually a well-distributed set from Michelle Cobb, activating a lot of her attackers, especially with Seth Domingo scoring 7 points already, and Laxina with 5 points. But for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans, I think they're having a hard time executing their plays because they're having a hard time getting a good first ball. And looking at the statistics with the Chargers, with 13 attack points, 2 blocks, and 2 service aces for that set. But the Flying Titans only had 9 attack points for that set and 1 block. So coming to this second set, if you're the Flying Titans, as much as possible, have a good first ball so that the setter or Dina Wong or Mars Alba, I think Mars Alba will start now for the second set, so they could activate their middle attackers, because we saw a lot of quick hits from the Flying Titans and na-convert nila into a point. And same thing goes to the Akari Chargers. But I think the difference here is with Michelle Cobb na pag front row siya, she only has 2 attackers, pinaghihiwalay niya. That's why we're seeing slide attacks also from Seth Domingo, confusing the blockers of the Flying Titans.
It really changes the pace. It really allows them to have more space also for their outside hitters in those sequences. And really confusing the blockers. Nasi-split niya talaga eh.
Oo, napaghihiwalay. That's why sometimes isa lang yung block na sumasabay sa mga attackers ng Chargers.
Quick hit coming from Victoria Alba. Goes up to Rondina. Picked up there by Hazareno. Soyud popped up by Alba. Molde, she's denied. Ball is still alive. Great hustle coming from the Titans. Chargers tip that over. Alba goes up to Tubino off speed. Long rally we have here to start the second set, but it closes out with Gretzel Soltones.
That was only the second point from Gretchen Soltones for this game. But we talked about her during the pregame. She's one of the leading scorers actually for the Flying Titans. But whenever she's in the back row, grabe din yung contribution niya sa receives and digs. And we're seeing that now from Gretchen Soltones.
Those intangibles will really matter here in this match, especially that it has been 1 game apiece for these 2 squads. Soyud is picked up there by Alba. They go up to Molde. Oh, that's overcooked and that's wide. And it's going to be 2-0 in favor of the Chargers. Let's check in with Sam Corrales. Sam, what do you have for us?
Well, speaking of the Akari Chargers, Sinj and Penang, they are 1 win away from taking their first ever bronze medal as a franchise, and they're not gonna let this opportunity slip away easily. Now, after losing game 2, team captain Michelle Cobb told me that they have to stay more disciplined with executing their game plan, and it looks like they turned things around right away, setting the tone at the start of this match. She said that this conference proved that everyone is really invested in the team, really taking initiative to see how they can continue to improve, and that's exactly the culture they want to build with the Akari Chargers. But can this grit and teamwork be enough for them to shine bright in the podium, or will it be shining purple? We're about to find out. Sinja Penang.
Thank you so much, magenta or purple. That is the question. But, you know, that is a great point here. A lot of the young squads here in the PVL are trying and starting to build their team culture. That is really the challenge, because you see culture has been something evident to your veteran teams that brings them to the podium.
That's right.
The perfect example are those finalists that we have now in Petrogas and in the Creamline. Battle tested 2 times and built a culture as Laxina gets that one through. Molde off the blockers. Hazareno was there. They go up to Laxina again. Alba goes up to Rondina. That works for CC.
Soft hit from CC Rondina. That was a good target from her. And actually, that's her 3rd point pa lang for this game. So limited numbers that we're seeing here from CC. I think nababantayan na siya ng mga defense ng Akari Chargers.
That's going to be out for Royce. Tied at 3, just when the Titans are going ahead. That's a challenge when you have unforced errors.
Yeah, because libreng point yun sa kalaban nyo eh. And minsan sinasabi ng mga coaches natin, mag-isa ka lang dyan sa service area. So it's really all up to you kung paano ka makakakuha ng good serve.
Ortiz, vintage on that slide-like attack. I couldn't say it's a back quick, I couldn't say it's a slide, but it worked.
I think it was a short slide from Ortiz. Take a look at that.
Yon.
Yeah,
Short
so-
running nga naman.
Yeah, short slide. There are two types of slides, yung short and long.
Long.
Long is yung nasa antenna.
Yun yung nasa may 4 pa. yung short. Soyod getting that off the hands of Mulder. Tied at 4.
Long target there for Soyud. Quick side out for the Chargers. Take a look what happened there again. Ang layo kay Isa yung bola. I think nagka-confusion sila doon ni Bia General sa position.
However, Choco Mucho gets a gift here. Purple squad gets a favor to their side as Ortiz serves. A running Domingo that has been unsolved.
That's right. Parang hindi pa nila malaman kung paano bablakin yung running attack ni Sed Domingo and also how to position themselves in the defense because she always targets that down the line. So it means there's an opening from the blockers pa lang na ang laki ng space doon sa down the line. So if you're the back row defense, as much as possible, adjust na kagad doon.
A tighter second set, but Choco Mucho will lead after tooling the blockers there was Cici Rondina. Coach Taka looking stern on the sidelines. Let's look at that again. Cici tooling the arms of Domingo as Gretzel Soltones this time tries to answer. Rondina will try to answer back. Soyud from the back row on the other side. They go to Tubino, popped up there by Soyud. Another long rally we have here. Soltones getting that one through.
I think it was in between two blockers in Royce Tubino and Cherry Nunag. That was a good one from Greg Soltones. Take a look at that again.
As we look at your spike of the set that is brought to you by Dakit, pasalubong ng bayan.
Saktong-sakto nga in between both blockers.
Talagang nahanap yung seam. Said there's that serve goes out. That becomes a Choco Mucho point. Titans lead by 1. Cici goes for that serve. Picked up by Ivy. Cobb underhand. Back row hit coming from Soyud. Tinayuan ni Alba. Isa with a swipe denied there by Cobb. Tubino. Oh, a solid block coming from Victoria.
So far, the blockings of the Akari Chargers working well for their squad. Take a look at that again.
And this is your block of the set that is brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Cobb on that floater. Picked up there by Ponce and an easy answer coming from Nunag.
Too much angle there in the quick hit from Nunag. Sayang dahil si Victoria na lang yung blocker niya doon in front of her. But that point will go to Akari. They're up by 1 point. We're first technical timeout.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
back here at the Phil Sports Arena. Paneng de Vata together with Sinjan Reyes. Cobb there for the serve that checks in.
Flip the line. Sakong-sako sa dulo ng court ng Flying Titans. Take a look where it landed. Sobrang.
Corner.
At sakong-sako sa linya.
That's precision. CC this time gets that one. Oh, Molde miscue there on that hit.
4-0 run so far for the Akari Chargers. Kanina sobrang dikit tayo, isahan lang. We had a couple of deadlocks, but this time because of the good serves of Michelle Cobb, they're up by 3 points.
Cobb continues to serve. Pick up there by Ponce. Oh! Now that's Arregalo.
5 points advantage. Oh, no, 5-0 run so far for the Akari Chargers.
As we look at the Myra point of the set, brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion. Timeout, Choco Mucho.
Kaya nawawala yung rhythm yung sa ginagawa nyo. Okay? Okay? Sige ha. Magandang resinutan. Simula sa pasa ha. Go, 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 go.
Let's go! Keep talking, guys! Choco Mucho! Titan Break!
Sige, sige, sige.
Coach Dante looking for some rhythm here as the Titans look like they're scrambling after maintaining it toe-to-toe against the Chargers.
I think they only need to have a good first ball. And para nakita rin natin to nung first set, na pag lumalaki yung lamang ng Flying Titans, if you take a look at the body language, pag lumalaki yung lamang ng Akari Chargers, if you take a look at the body language of the Flying Titans, parang nawawala yung communication, they're no longer enjoying the game.
They look slumped.
That's right.
The shoulders look very sluggish.
That's a good term, and may kita mo yun ngayon sa Flying Titans, even nung first set.
5-point deficit. Molde trying to make it smaller, but the block has been in for the Chargers. Look at that again.
The block was there. Ellie Floyd was there. She's also one of the better blockers for this season. And take a look at this. 7-0 run already for the Akari Chargers.
Choco Mucho still looking for an answer here. A miscue on the play. Ponce was there for coverage. Mendez adjusting. They go up to Victoria. Read there by CC. Royce getting that one through. And finally stops the bleeding for Choco Mucho.
It was actually a tight set from Mars Alba, but a veteran move there from Royce Tobino na talaga tipping the ball over in between the blockers and the defense of the Akari Chargers.
Nunag there with that serve. Soltones trying to get that one through. And she gets a check there. They go up to Mean. That is going to be wide for Mendez.
Too wide, no block touch. So again, a 6-point advantage for the Akari Chargers.
Soltones with 3 points in this ball game, all in attacks. Bump set to CC. CC trying to find the donut hole. It's over Doug. Ponce chooses Tobino. Tobino cross court. Read well by Cobb. Hazareno will play setter. Tang picked that one up. Mendez giving up a chance ball. Soltones was there. Ivy, finding a corner was Laxina.
I think we're seeing more attack points for the Akari Chargers. The Flying Titans are playing defense na lang sa mga pinapakitang palo nitong mga Chargers, and they need to be more aggressive on the net. Talking about the Flying Titans, they need to have more attack points and not wait for the errors of the Akari Chargers para makakuha ng punto. So they need to be more aggressive, especially on this set.
Serve coming from Tobino this time. Pick up by Hazareno. The tip gets through. Chance ball coming from Mean. Mitch chooses the middle. Victoria on the other side. They go to Mean, who gets that off the hands of Justine.
Good target there from Mendrez. Long ball and a cross-court hit there from her. Take a look at that again. Ang layo ng pwesto doon ni Hazareno.
So great choice there coming from Mean. Laksina getting it off the blockers. And that becomes... Oh, there's going to be a call, an infraction here, called against Akari. And there's a challenge here from the Chargers for ball in, ball out.
I think they will challenge that last block. Ivy Laksina went for that open hit, but she was blocked, and medyo hindi natin nakita rin sa angle natin where it landed. The referees called it inside, but the Akari Chargers coaching staff will challenge that one.
Well, we await for the decision of the challenge referee. And as we await that, you know, this is just adding to the tension that we are feeling here inside the arena. Of course, this is your PVL Saturday. Quick trivia here to all our fans. It's a split ticketing actually. So different set of fans will be here later on as we see if that ball in is or ball out. The answer is it is in.
Unsuccessful challenge for the Akari Chargers. They only have one challenge card left for the rest of this set. So the point will go to the Flying Titans.
That's going to be a successful challenge, unsuccessful challenge rather. But that's a good successful call there for our first referee, Sassy. That hit coming from Mendrez. The tip coming from Ellie on the other side. They go to Cici, who answers it with a tip. Ellie will try again, this time with more muscle. Alba going to Ortiz. Coverage was there, courtesy of Ortiz. Laksina off speed. Ball is still alive. Pinaraanan. Cici from the back row. Justine was there. Long rally we have here. This is familiarity again coming up to play. Tobino with more muscle. Gretzel was there. They go to Laksina. Off the hands of the blockers. Alba puts this one up for Mean. Off speed. Laksina was home. Oh, a miscue on the coverage. On that fast play coming from Eli Soyud. Closes that rally and gives Akari a 5-point lead. We'll be back after this short break.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Back here inside the Phil Sports Arena. as we continue giving you your heart of volleyball. It's a 5-point lead for the Chargers. Cobb going to the tip, coming from Domingo. Oh, ball is still alive. Soyud pushing that over. Oh, great effort there from the Titans, though. You know, Paneng, off air, we were discussing something. Is fatigue starting to come into play, given that the games have been every other day?
Well, definitely, I have to agree na talaga mapapagod ka talaga, especially game 1 is a 5-setter match last Tuesday. Game 2 was a 4-set match nung Thursday lang, and now we're here at game 3. But you know, I think the proper mindset would be this is your last chance, you know, to get a podium finish. So kahit na gaano ka kapagod, I mean, mentally, push mo na yung sarili mo because after this, wala nang chance eh. If you want to have a good finish, push na. Pagod kung pagod. Mamaya na tayo mapagod, kumbaga. Mag-recover tayo after this game.
Talking about a good finish, let's laud that short slide coming from Ortiz. Laksina getting that one through. This stays alive. Laksina again. Mendez was there. Rondina. Cobb goes up to Ivy. She's denied by Alba. They go to the other side because it has been troublesome on the left. The right becomes the solution. Back to a 6-point lead for the Chargers.
And definitely the Chargers had more firepower for this game. And parang palo sila ng palo. Lalakasan talaga nila yung palo nila whenever they go for the open hits and opposite hits.
Now Soyud serves. There's okay. Screening.
Oh yeah. Okay. So screening is not allowed, especially if your team is serving. If you're if you're the blocker in the front row, screening is not allowed. So that point will be given to the Flying Titans.
So that is a great call there coming from our first referee, Sassy. International refs are very stringent with the rules as Choco Mucho gets an ace there, courtesy of Micah Ortiz. This will be a timeout called here by Akari. Let's check in with Coach Taka. Your National University men's volleyball team is here. That's a quick band there. As you have Budbudin on your screens. Supporting, of course, their coach Dante Alinsonorin. Cute, no, minsan when yung coach iba-iba yung kino-coach na teams.
That's right.
Hindi related pero nagsusuportahan. Parang sinuportahan yung tatay nila. Ganun yung feeling. Ganun yung vibe.
Ganun siya talaga. And then this is a good game as well.
Oo, syempre.
So iba ang intensity when you're watching live here at the Phil Sports Arena.
Sabi nga nila, it's not just the hottest ticket in town, it's the hottest tickets in town because both the bronze match and the gold match have been very much hard to get, as that serve coming from Mike Ortiz was hard to get. Let's look at that again.
Take a look at that float. That gives the Flying Titans a 4-1 run.
May oomph eh. May yun yung float. Solid block from CC. Laksina finds the spots. Going cross court. Back to a 4-point lead in favor of the Chargers.
But credit that point also to the good coverage of Hazareno. She was there really waiting for that block from the Flying Titans, and a good up there and finish by Ivy Laksina.
4-point is their advantage. Alba goes up to Cici. She's denied. Cici will try again. Picked up there by Laxina. On the other side, it's Soltones. Tang was there. The dump coming from Sed. Rondina with more muscle. Soltones getting that one through. Cici off speed. Soyud from the back, but that is too far away. That becomes a point for Choco Mucho.
A better set play for the Flying Titans. And getting that point, kanina ang laki ng lamang nila ng Akari Chargers, but now kinukuha ng Flying Titans 1 point at a time, and they only need 3 points to tie this game.
Soltones this time, she's denied. Make that 2 Paneng after that last sequence.
That's right, 2 points advantage na lang meron ang Akari Chargers. Gandang bawi, at grabe yung layo din ng hinabol ng Flying Titans.
A change of guards here. Cal and Bustillo checking in here for the Chargers. They're up by 2. Choco Mucho now down by 2. Trying to play catch up here. Alba with 3 excellent sets. Serves. That's straight to Juanco. Off speed, off the block there was Bustillo. Chance ball coming from Mars. They go up to Soltones. That gets into the line.
There was actually a triple substitution on the side of the Akari Chargers. Juanco, Bustillo, and Camille Cal already inside the court. Now take a look at that open hit from Gretchen Soltones, also one of the leading scorers for the Akari Chargers.
Back to a 3-point lead for the white shirts. Alba going up to Nunag. Soltones will answer. That is going to be an Akari point. They get a check.
That's right, there was a check ball.
This balloons now to a 4-point lead, but this will be challenged by Choco Mucho for block touch.
Because the ball was actually, it landed outside yung attack ni Gretch Soltones, but our referees saw that there was a block touch, so they awarded the point to the Akari Chargers. But Coach Dante will challenge that call, block touch.
Well, the challenge cameras don't lie. And we would like to quickly say hi to our good friend, Ayel Estaniero, who is watching us via the Pilipinas Live app all the way from Hong Kong.
Oh, hello, Ayel.
Oh. Ayel, nakikikwento ka sa amin dito, ah. But we await for this block touch decision. Let's see, no? Baka Ayel will know the answer kung may block touch din. Nakita mo ba, Ayel? Sagutin mo kami. But
Tignan
here is
natin.
the decision, the official call for block touch. No.
No block touch. So, successful challenge for Coach Dante.
Good timing to call that challenge for Coach Dante Elinsunurin and the rest of the Titans. Back to a 2-point deficit for Choco Mucho. Team captain, Cici Rondina with 5 points in this game. Serves. Gretzel was there. Oh! That is going to be catching it beyond the net.
That's right, because Camille is a back row center, but that first ball is an over ball. Nasa side na ng Flying Titans eh.
Sinukit na, kumbaga. It's a 1-point game. Isa na lang. Bustillo picked up there by Rondina. They go up to Tobino, who tips that over. Bustillo was there. Soltones will try this time. That is going to be long. No check. Not in, says referee Sassy, and this will be challenged by Coach Taka and the rest of the Chargers. Challenge is for ball in, ball out.
But parang medyo confident doon si Gretch Soltones. The ball landed inside or maybe clipped the line.
As we have the resolution to this challenge for ball in, ball out. Here it is. That is a no. That's out. Unsuccessful challenge here for Coach Taka Minoa.
So the point will go to the Flying Titans. We're tied at 20.
Oh, solid block there. Another solid block coming from Tobino this time. And that closes things out and gives the lead to the Titans.
Blocking is working well for the Flying Titans. They are now at 5-1 run for this set.
What a turnaround here for your Ube Nation. Rendina with a serve. Pick up there by Soltones. They go up to Gretzel. Cal goes to Gretzel again. Dia was there. They go up to Cici off the blockers. Nobody home for coverage.
6-1 run now for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. This is the first time na lumamang sila sa scoreboard. They're up by 2 points. Ang layo ng hinabol nila, and because of their blockings also and better defense, nakadikit sila sa puntos, and this time, dalawa na yung lamang nila.
Choco Mucho now on top as Rondina serves. Juanco for the pickup. Victoria checking that off the hands of Che Nunag.
Much needed point for the Akari Chargers, getting the momentum away from the Flying Titans. And now Michelle Cobb will prepare for her service. We know she has a good serve, one of the better servers for the Chargers.
Cobb with that serve, picked up there by Tang, over received. A great anticipation coming from Sultanas, starting the ball game at 22.
This is a tough one for the Flying Titans because Alba is a back row, so as much as possible, iwasan nila yung mga over-receive. Time out here, Coach Dante.
Ang dito, support lang si Cici, ha? Papareham si diretso lang sa kanya, ha? Oh, guys, bilit natin dito. Ha? Para yung middle, pumunta rito, pasok tayo dito sa kabilang rito. Okay? Okay na. Asalan naman, ha? Okay.
Dito! Hey, Choco Mucho!
That's a slight reminder. Familiar reminder now in sports. Atin ito coming from Cici, reminding her squad not to give up. This game, this set could be theirs. 22 all. Cobb with that serve straight to her co-captain on the other side. Tobino with an answer.
Targeting zone 6, it was a long ball for Lois Tobino, giving a 1-point advantage for the Flying Titans. Take a look at that again.
Right in that seam between the blocker and the antenna. Des Cheng enters the match to serve. They're up by 1. Gretzel was there for that first ball. They go to Soyod. That's off the block. That has been the bread and butter of Ellie, tooling the blockers.
That's right. And kaya ang hirap niyang blockin eh. Dahil pag nakita niya nauna yung blockers, makikita niya kagad yung kamay ng blockers and dun niya papatamahin sa bola for a block out, and the point will go for the Akari Chargers. We're tied at 23. Another deadlock for this set.
Sultanes with that serve. Alba goes up to that short run by Ortiz. Do they get a check? No go, says the referee. Will this be challenged this time? Yes, it will. They're challenging this for block touch.
Flying Titans were very sure there was a block touch.
And this is crucial, you know. But you know, we're noticing also something. We talked about this quickly off air. On scrappier plays, on plays in the counter-attack, Choco Mucho seems to be having the advantage.
Yes, at the latter part of this set. Dahil nung first set,
yun naman yung problema nila.
Oo, yun
Hindi
yung
sila makapatay.
Oo, and I mean, nung start din itong second set, it's always the Akari Chargers. Kaya lumayo din yung score ng Chargers dahil puro sila yung umaatake ng malakas and kahit magkaroon ng long rally, nananalo yung Akari Chargers doon. But let's take a look here. What happened?
Was there a block touch? Ooh. That is the official decision to the celebration of the purple side of this arena. Another successful challenge for Coach Dante Alinsunurin. And this would give set point advantage to the Titans with Dina Wong entering the match to serve. Wong with that serve, they go up to Soyud. Oh, that swipes into the arms of Dina.
Extended second set.
As published, as expected, as anticipated. Let's look at that again.
Oh, medyo nagulong siya dun sa pwesto or hindi siya nakapwesto na maayos to get that cross-court hit from Eli Soyud.
Victoria with that serve, picked up by CC. Mars goes up to Mayan. She's
No
denied.
coverage.
Yeah.
Hindi ganun kabilis yung dating ng bola on the side of the Flying Titans, but they have to position themselves right away and have a tighter coverage because this is a tall and strong front line for the Chargers. They have Laxina, Domingo, and Soyud as front row.
Victoria with that serve. Oh! What a time to get an ace there for Victoria and the rest of the Chargers. They started off hot to the celebration of the crowd supporting their Macheta squad. Let's look at that again.
And I think this is the firepower now of the Akari Chargers. It's their serves. They're always having a good target and loaded serves since the start of this game. So they're up by 2 sets now. They got second set 26-24.
Their highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
And now the Akari Chargers are up by 2-1. Take a look at that. 25-15, 26-24. It was a tighter second set, especially during the start of the second set where isahan lang yung lamang or even we're having deadlocks, but not until the Akari Chargers used their strength in serves. Michelle Cobb forced a lot of not good first ball from the Flying Titans, but I think it was a proper second set for the Flying Titans, especially nung nakahabol na sila nung latter part of that set, but it was just not enough to close that one, even if it was a extended second set. And take a look at that again with the Akari Chargers dominating on the attack department with 15 attack points compared to 9 of the Flying Titans, and 4 blocks for the Flying Titans and 2 service aces for them, but less errors for the Flying Titans with 6 errors compared to 9 of the Akari Chargers. But of course, it's their attacks, talking about the Akari Chargers, who got that that worked well for that second set. It's their attacks, it's their good serves and a better floor defense for their squad, and they used their strength in serves also to close that set, ending that second set.
Yeah, it was also about breaks of the game, partner. A lot of the breaks of the game really did not work to their favor, but what can we say? You know, sometimes Lady Luck is blowing towards your side as we start off here at set number 3. And it's going to be a clean slate for the Titans. The challenge here is, are they going to be able to extend this here in the set? It's now or never for them. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, they can easily close this out and bring home that bronze.
Actually, let's talk about the leading scorers also from both squad, with Akari Chargers. Elisoid leading in the scoring department with 12 points, followed by Seth Domingo with 9 points. Ivy Laxina, Soltones, and Victoria has 5 points each. But on the side of the Flying Titans, it was Royce Tubino with 7 points, followed by Cici Rondina 6 points, and Micah Ortiz 4 points. So for this third set, Mayan Bendres will start for the Flying Titans, but the same lineup here for the Akari Chargers, and they got the first point. No, check that. I think the referees will award that point to the Flying Titans because it was outside, but an early challenge here for Coach Taka.
So we have a challenge here for ball in, ball out. We're waiting for the resolution. It's an early challenge here for the Chargers, but we're going to see what happens here as we find the resolution of this challenge. Ball in, ball out. You know, Paneng, we've been talking about this, a lot of changes here for these two squads throughout the conference. It has been a long conference, and it has been a crazy ride for us all as we look at the resolution of that challenge. Ball in, ball out. It is a successful challenge for Akari, and the Chargers get the first point of this set.
First point pa lang nag-challenge na kagad dito si Coach Taka. So he knows that this is a very important set then for them, and they will expect na babawi dito ang Flying Titans.
And now we see this hit coming from Ortiz, the tip coming from Soyud. They go up to Rondina, picked up there by Laxina. Albo's there for coverage. Alba will be a spiker this time. Hazareno read that well. Laxina again. Long rally we have here. Let's see who will be able to close this out. Rondina finding the line at the corner.
Facing cross court but targeting down the line. That's a Cici Rondina specialty right there.
Tied at 1.
Saktong-sakto sa corner na Akari Chargers.
1-1. Oh, Soyud turned back there by Cici Rondina. As we look at this again, this block of the set is brought to you by East West Bank, the official bank of the PVL All-Filipino Conference. Oh, that's an easy recovery there coming from the Chargers.
It was actually not a strong hit from Victoria, but hindi lang nakapwesto na maayos yung defense na Flying Titans.
Tied at 2. Serve coming from Victoria. Oh, misreception there on the side of the Titans as we check in with Sam Corrales. Sam, what do you have for us?
Sinchen Paneng, earlier you mentioned that it has indeed been a long conference for these teams. And when I got to speak to Isa Moldes, she said that she's just so relieved that we are down to the final game day because this team has been through a lot. But what keeps them going is their bond and camaraderie. And despite a slow start today, she said that even if they are feeling tired, they all feel it. They need to remind each other to keep going because they have made it this far. She did admit to me earlier some inconsistencies in her game at the start of the conference, but what makes her proud is knowing that she kept improving and having the trust na aalagaan siya ng teammates niya on and off the court. And now, despite being down 2 sets, we know what the Titans are capable of, especially in the end. So it's now or never. Let's check in back into this game. Back to you.
Thank you so much for that, Sam. We're tied at 3 here during that scramble, but now the Chargers lead by 1 as we look at the spike of the set that is brought to you by Dunkin' sa lubong ng bayan. But let's go back to Sam's report, fatigue, to play. Of course, it's been a long season. A lot of things happened, of course. We keep talking about it. We keep highlighting it because that's the sub-story of the season. A long season, more rest, more breaks. But does it also equate to the challenges? More chances and more opportunities to get challenges throughout the season?
Well, actually, we keep on mentioning the season is for 6 months, and then yung games natin, itong series na to is played every other day. So it will really take a toll on all of the teams. But
all the 4 teams that are here
that's
at
right.
this part of the tournament or the finals phase. That clock goes out. Let's look at that again. It was really angled away from the court. Serve coming from Soyud. Rodina adjusting in midair. Cobb going to Domingo. Domingo gets a point.
4 points advantage now for the Akari Chargers.
Look at that again.
4-0 run for the Akari Chargers that will force Coach Dante Alinsunurin to call for a timeout.
Kaya naman yan eh. Mamaya makukuha din natin yung timing kasi wala pang timing kasi lahat ng pasa natin kung saan pumupunta. Ngayon, kapag ang bola tumas lang dito, sagilan natin kung hindi kaya, setters area para mag-out of system sila, maka-chance tayo. Pero yung mga madali natin yung ginagawa natin, nawawala tayo lang ng kung gusto mangyari sa loob ng court. Okay? Unahan yung pasa. Dito lang tayo. Pwede naman tayo mag-rebound na pagkayaan tayo.
Gustuin natin! Gustuin natin! Choco Mucho!
Highlight ni Coach Dante, yung nagiging problem din nila is their first ball. So as much as possible, control lang nila yung first ball or pumwesto kagad and try to send the ball na sakto lang sa setter nila so that Mars Alba will be able to execute a play.
Let's see if they'll be able to execute that one as the Chargers are 3 points ahead. That's off the block there for the Titans. Laksina getting that off the hands of Ponce.
5-point advantage for this third set for the Akari Chargers. Courtesy of that open hit from Ivy Laksina. So we're at first technical time.
Na-miss niyo ba yung game namin? Kung na-miss niyo, subscribe na to our YouTube channel. Subscribe na!
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Phil Sports Arena. Catch the Petrogas Angels, the Creamline Cool Smashers, and the PLDT High Speed Hitters at the ABC Women's Volleyball Champions League from April 20 to April 27. Get your tickets now on www.ticketmax.ph or watch it on One Sports, One Sports Plus, and on Pilipinas Live. Very exciting servings of volleyball. We have a buffet actually in this month of April.
I know, sunod-sunod.
Yeah, as the Chargers lead by 5. But let's just look back, no? Spiker Surf just finished. We're ending the PVL today, definitely. And then just a 1-week break for the Holy Week. And then you'll have your serving of ABC Champions League here in the Philippines. What's happening here in the Phil Sports Arena. Do buy your tickets. We'll see you there. Very exciting days ahead.
Back-to-back service errors for the Chargers.
So they're looking for their groove in the service line as Domingo really finds a spot there. That running is really unstoppable for Sed. As we look at this again, this is your Myra point of the set, brought to you by Myra. Be Vita Brighter with Myra's vitamin-powered whitening lotion.
Malaluan now inside the court. Checking in for Micah Ortiz.
Ponce pops this one up for CC. Cobb goes up to Soltones. Alba goes to Mendez. Down the line. That becomes a point for the Chargers.
Yes, no block touch. So now another substitution for the Flying Titans. Isa Molde checking in for Mayan Mendez.
Looking at the bench or the stringers, we're only missing to see action from Duki. Ellie, oh, that doesn't cross. That becomes a Choco Mucho point.
Yes, too low for Ellie Soyud. Much needed point for the Flying Titans. They're still down by 5 points.
It's not impossible, but if there's a time to do it, it's now. Tobino with that serve. They go up to Victoria. Alba chooses Molde. Hazareno was there. Cobb goes up to Soltones. Chance ball from Choco Mucho. Let's see what the Chargers do. They go to Soltones off speed right behind the blockers.
Ngayon na lang ulit nakapag-drop ball. Chargers, especially Gretchen Soltones, really good target and they're right behind her blockers. The defense of the Flying Titans waiting for a strong hit from her. But a good change of pace there and variation for Gretchen Soltones.
Cobb there with that serve. Tobino, bump set to CC, straight to Laxina. Soltones hits that straight to the net. That becomes a point for the Titans.
And too low contact from Soltones.
Down by 5 are the Titans. Molde on deck.
Oh,
She
good
has 3
serve.
points here. That's a good serve. Soyud denied there by CC. Victoria goes to Soyud again. Great blocking from the Titans. They go to the other side. CC on the regalo.
Better blocking from the Flying Titans now. And because of that regalo, wala, pinalo na lang ni Cici to get that point. She has a very good vertical leap.
Full display of athleticism. Serve comes from Isa. That was tough. Soyud getting that through the blockers. Coverage unavailable for the Flying Titans.
But missed opportunity also for the Flying Titans because sayang ang ganda na nung check ng blockers. Napabagal na nila yung bola on their side. But the defense, again, of the Flying Titans, medyo nahihirapan. I mean, since the start of this game, no?
There seems to be... that seems to be the missing piece here for Choco Mucho.
Gretzel for that serve. That goes out. The third set has been a set where Akari has been plagued by service faults.
But dun din nanalo sa second set yung Akari Chargers. They used their strength in serves.
That has been also the key in the last two sets. That's picked up there by Soltones. That hit from CC. Laksina on the other side.
Oh.
The dump. Getting creative there where the Titans. Soyud off the block. Setup goes to Rondina. Picked up there by Soltones. They're looking for a catch and throw. Sasi does not react, but Rondina closes things up.
Again, CC targeting down the line. How will you even position yourself if you're the back row? Nakaharap si CC sa cross court, so you will expect na doon niya dadalhin yung bola. But she saw that opening with the down the line block and no defense there for the Chargers and a good target
That
for
fake
CC.
is difficult to do. Would see that sometimes from you before.
That was before, 2 years ago.
Laksina going cross court. Hindi naman ganun matagal, partner. A few seasons ago lang naman. 4-point lead for the Chargers. Victoria for that serve. Rondina was there. They go up to CC. Oh, great blocking here by the Chargers. The white shirts have been very solid on net defense.
That's right, and this is a strong front row for the Chargers. You have Eli Soyud, Ted Domingo, and Ivy Laksina. Nowhere to go there for CC Rondina. But she saw na bantay na ni Eli yung down the line. Nowhere to go for her.
Risky, very risky serves are being released here by the team of Coach Takaminoa. But they're going to challenge us for ball in, ball out.
But if ever that sails out, that will be the 5th service error na ng Akari for this set alone.
We await for the resolution of this challenge. Is it ball in or ball out? Oh, that is clear as night and day. That's out.
Outside, that's already the 5th service error for Akari.
Choco Mucho looking for some wind beneath their wings if they want to have a chance at the front, because Akari looking to take a hold of the driver's seat. Asoyo denies CC there. CC will try again. Hinabaan. Picked up the Gretzel. Cobb goes up to Laksina. That is going to be long. Point for Choco Mucho.
No block touch. Another error for the Akari Chargers. They only have 3 points advantage now for this set.
And we've seen this earlier. Choco Mucho able to catch up to the lead. Let's see if they'll be able to replicate that one. And the harder question is, will they be able to close it out? Alba with that serve. Nunag was there. Nunag with that first ball. They go up to Tobino, who gets that off the blockers. Choco Mucho now just down by 2.
So take a look at that finish again from Royce Tobino, cutting down the lead of the Akari Chargers, and they are a 3-0 run. Timeout here, Coach Taka.
Take it outside out.
Sama ulit, ha? Ate, dito tayo. Okay, sama ulit. Sama ulit. Bawal tayo magpaano, mag-ganun.
Patikit. Tignan niyo lang yung blocker.
End game. End game.
They're looking for end game here at the side of the Chargers, because if they close this out here, they win the bronze. Meanwhile, Choco Mucho looking to extend this. Serve coming from Alba. Cobb goes up to Soyud. Better coverage there for the Titans. They go up to Rondina from the middle. Soltones was there. Ivy denied. Ellie will try. Oh, that push works for Ellie Soyud and brings them to a 3-point lead. We'll be back after the short break.
Bitin na kayo sa games? Watch all the replays on PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
SB Finance, ang BFF na malalapitan. They look very joyful here as we also recognize the 96-year-old grandmother of Isa Molde, that is Lola Lina. Thank you for joining us here, Lola. And of course, she's hoping for the Titans to make a run here. Minsan na lang sumuporta si Lola.
And for a 96-year-old,
Centenarians, yan ang tawag
I know.
sa generation or sa grupo nila. As this will be challenged by Choco Mucho for block touch. But that's so sweet of her, no? To
Sobra.
show a lot of effort for her granddaughter. So we await for this call of challenge. You know, ang PVL talaga para sa bata, matanda, may ngipin o wala. As the Choco Mucho fans are trying to wake their team here. They've been cheering, no? Every time out that we've been having, they've been cheering loudly, trying to rally the team inside the court. Because this is very different from Game 1 and Game 2.
Yes, and let's take a look at this replay first. Is there a block touch?
The answer is no.
No.
That is official. The score remains to be 17-13. Four-point lead for the white shirts. Make that 3 points after that serve goes out. That's going to be a point for Choco Mucho.
Another service error for the Chargers.
CC with 11 points in this match. Cobb going to that running Domingo. Coverage came from Domingo. The tip coming from Ivy. She was denied by the fingertips of Nunag.
Too soft yung drop ball na yon ni Ivy Laxina, and a good timing there, anticipation from Cherry Nunag.
A soft touch just deserved a soft tip as a block. Mga sweet girls natin for today. They go up to Tubino on the right side. Hazareno was there for coverage. Cobb goes up to Laxina, who finds an angle.
What an angle from Laxina. Grabe yung cross-court hit na yon from her, giving a 3-point advantage for the Akari Chargers for this set.
Ivy serves this time. Pick up by Tang. Mars goes up to Isa off the blockers, but that checks into their side of the court. Nobody home for coverage on the side of Choco Mucho.
Sayang, no coverage from the Flying Titans. Timeout here by Coach Coach Dante.
We'll try to listen in to what Coach Dante has to say in his squad. They're down by
Maasa
4.
na lang tayo doon sa unang pupensa natin, ha? Every time, sabi nga, pag di pumapalo tayo, yung coverage natin, cover tayo. Okay? O, coverage natin, tuloy lang natin sa ginagawa natin, pasa lang muna tayo. At pwede ba dali natin dito yung bola? Kasi yung tao kasi dito pupunta, dyan lang yung middle. Hindi gumagalaw siya, ito, walang tulong ko. Ha? Gaga.
Points is the lead of Akari, that which led to that timeout by Coach Dante Alinsunurin. Serve coming from Laksina, picked up there by Ponce. They go up to Bino, who gets that through the blockers.
A combination play from the Flying Titans. I think this will work for them, especially if they have a good first ball. Kasi nagugulat yung Chargers dito dahil minsan lang sila mag-combination play and nako-convert nila kagad into a point.
3 points is the deficit of Chay Nunag and the rest of the squad of Choco Mucho. However, that goes out. It kind of looked in for an angle. They won't challenge it to the side of Choco Mucho. That's a tough angle, of course.
But service error, that will give a 4 points advantage for the Akari Chargers. You saw Guanco a while ago.
Lut adds a point to the scoring tally and adds one under her name. Down by 3 still are the Titans, as we'll have a double substitution here. Cheng comes in to play opposite. We haven't seen her play opposite in the longest time. Wong comes in for Bino as the setter. Dina goes for his serve, for her serve. Gretzel off the hands of the blockers.
Oh, good stretch from CC.
Cheng will try. Oh! That's going to be motivational. That can be inspiring.
Take a look at that save from CC Rondina. And a bump set from Dina, but a good target there and finish from Des Cheng off the bench, getting her first point of the match.
Oh, but an answer coming from Victoria. Akari regains the 3-point lead.
Quick side out for the Akari Chargers. Take a look at that again.
Cobb there. That serve goes out and an exchange of favors. Back to a 2-point game. Molde will now serve for the maroon shirts. Pick up there by Soltones. They go up to Soyod. Off the blockers was Ellie.
Again, a quick side out here from the Akari Chargers. Ellie Soyod, she's good at that. Targeting the hands of her blockers or tooling her blockers. Take a look at that off the block, getting that point for the Akari Chargers. They're up by 4 points.
Soltones with that serve. Wong goes up to Rondina. Oh, that's a point for Choco Mucho.
Check that. Again, 3 points pa lang yung lamang ng Akari Chargers kanina, and now they're only up by 2 points after that down-the-line hit from CC Rondina.
Titans knocking at the doors of the Chargers. Hazareno with a chance ball. Molde with that pickup. Wong goes up to Rondina. That's an unquestionable connection to the celebration of Kat Tolentino, who is praying endlessly and benevolently on the sidelines.
So Rondina has the hot hands now. She's on the front row. Kanina pa niya tina-target yung down the line na yun.
Laksina with a high tip. Rondina was there for that pickup. They go to Cici. She's denied. Coverage was there. Cici will try again. Off the blockers. Laksina for cover. Cobb goes up to Ellie. Swiping it. Des was there. Rondina will try. Picked up by Gretsch. Ivy will try this time. That is out.
Outside, no block touch and a good read there from the defense of the Flying Titans. We are tied at 22.
And the crowd goes wild. Well, at least half the crowd.
But same lang din ang second set, right? Nung
Yes.
humahabol yung Flying Titans. And that's a 3-0 run for their squad now.
Lut with a tough serve. Soyod getting that one through. That was kept alive by Dina, but they're unable to sustain it at the side of Choco Mucho. Chargers lead by 1.
Take a look at that again. Na late doon yung block na cross-court for the Flying Titans.
Victoria to serve. Pick up there by Molde.
Oh!
Dina on a miscue. Victoria will adjust. Laksina. Oh. Laksina got that off the block. And then Cici tried to hustle for it.
She was trying to save that ball.
I think they're trying to ask for a screening here because, well, there was no collision.
There was none.
Yeah, hindi naman pinigilan din ni Ellie. They were just headed towards the same direction. Match point advantage for the Bronze. Serve now is Victoria. Rondina for that pickup. Wong goes to Cici. And Choco Mucho is still alive.
She said not yet. Of course, Cici Rondina very unstoppable now during the latter part of this third set. Take a look at that cross-court hit.
The story of the game now is 1 point. 1 point to get the bronze for the Chargers. 1 point to extend this to deuce for the Titans. That serve coming from Mars. They go to a quick hit. She's denied. Soyud will try. Pick up by Molde. Bump set to Rondina. Pick up by Hazaeno. Laksina. Oh! And Paneng is fidgeting here with me at the sidelines because this is what you've been waiting for. This is what this crowd has been waiting for.
Extended set once again. Where will Michelle Cobb go?
Soyod closes it out. That was too hot to handle for Tang Ponce.
But one more chance here for the Flying Titans. They need to have a good first ball.
She now serves. She's serving for the bronze medal. Let's pick up by Ponce. Mars goes up to CC. Pick up by Gretzel. They go up to Ivy. Tang was there. Oh! And that's it! The Chargers get the bronze in 3 straight sets.
What a finish here for the Akari Chargers. We did have an extended second set and the third set, but good teamwork from them. They had a good start since the start of the first set all the way to this third set. A good game also for the Flying Titans. You know, their effort, especially during the latter part of the previous 2 sets, it was just not enough to get a set and to close this game.
And this Panalo play of the game is brought to you by Yakult. Yakult, every day, okay. Congratulations to Akari and the rest of the Chargers for winning this match. They convincingly showed their heart in 3 straight sets. As we'll go on a quick break, we'll be back here to wrap your battle for bronze only here at the heart of volleyball.
highlights, we got you covered. Subscribe now to the PVL YouTube channel. Subscribe!
Back here inside the Phil Sports Arena in the heart of Pasig City for your Heart of Volleyball. Bronze has been awarded to the Akari Chargers, 25 to 15, 26 to 24, 26 to 24. The second and the third set, we showed a lot of fight and a lot of stand from Choco Mucho, but at the end of it, Akari closes it off and wins it in 3 straight sets. Our player of the game is with Sam Corrales. Sam, who do you have with her?
Your 2025 PVL All-Filipino Conference bronze medalists are no other than the Akari Chargers. And of course, our player of the game is Ellie Soyud, putting up 18 points. All right, you can definitely feel the emotions here for the pink shirts. Of course, it's their first ever bronze medal in franchise history. Ellie, ano yung nararamdaman ninyo? What does this bronze medal mean for you?
Sobrang grateful kasi lahat ng pagod namin nag-paid off na sa lahat ng hirap and sacrifices ng team, ng coaches, ng management and ng players syempre. Sobrang happy kasi sa wakas nakapunta na kami sa podium.
And of course, you did it in straight sets. Pag-usapan naman natin yung end game. You know, it was really tense, extended third set. Pero you were able to stay composed sa dulo. Saan kayo humugot ng lakas to get this game and get that bronze finally?
Sa lahat ng pagod namin, sa lahat ng hirap na ginawa namin sa training, and yung last points sa game kanina is hindi na pwede naming pakawalan at bigyan ng momentum yung Choco kasi for sure babalik at babalik sila. So, ginab lang namin yung opportunity.
Ellie, nabanggit mo nga, it's been a long conference, 6 months, non-stop, daming hard work, daming pinagdaanan. What were the bright spots for the Akari Chargers at nakamit ninyo ang podium finish, bronze medal?
Isa lang yung goal namin. And lahat nagtiwala, lahat nagpagod, lahat nagsakripisyo, and yung gelling and yung connection ng isa't isa nandun na. So, yun yung pinaka-thankful ako sa conference na to na kahit sobrang haba, kumapit kami.
The future definitely looks bright for the Akari Chargers. Ellie, is there anybody you want to thank? Family, friends, go ahead.
Yes. I would like to say hi sa family ko sa Bacolod, Nanay Lisa Soyud, and to my partner, hi Honey, and sa lahat ng community ng Chargers. Thank you so much sa pag-support sa amin since day one, and hello sa family ng teammates ko, and then sa lahat ng suporta sa amin, sobrang thank you po, and thank you kay Sir Chris and sa family niya, and sa lahat ng employees ng Akari, hello, thank you so much sa suporta niyo sa amin, and thank you kay Sir Russell.
There you have it, our player of the game and your PVL bronze medalists, the Akari Chargers. Back to you, Sinjin Panang.
No, what a good game there for Ellie Soyud and the rest of the Akari Chargers. Congratulations to them because their lone podium finish was earning silver in the 2024 Reinforced Conference, and this time naman, this conference, it was an extended one. We reached the game 3, but they ended in straight sets. So definitely a good game here for the Akari Chargers.
Congratulations to the team that dons magenta. It has been a crazy series, but this third game has been the most unflattering among the series. But it was still a great showing of fight for Akari. They showed that they would maintain and sustain their efforts from game 1 to game 3 of this bronze medal match. It was poetic though. 5 sets nung first game, nung second set, second game, 4 sets. Ngayon naman, it finished in 3 sets. A great fighting chance for Choco Mucho, but still signs of fatigue, signs of missing personalities in their mix, also really playing to that storyline. As we look back at the statistics of this match alone, they were really outnumbered in terms of firepower, talking about
The attacks.
Yes.
That's right. And look at that. 47 attack points for the Akari Chargers against the 29 of the Flying Titans. The same lang yung block points, 7 block points. But again, the service aces of the Akari Chargers really helped them as well with 5 service aces for this match against 2 lang ng Flying Titans. But though the Chargers had more errors, maybe we saw as much as 7 service errors for the third set for the Akari Chargers, but 18 errors lang for the Flying Titans, but it was not enough because of the attack points also of the Akari Chargers.
And here is the official decision, the official display that Akari has succeeded to secure the bronze medal. They win it in 3 games, and big congratulations to the Chargers. Now the arena is starting to lose the fans in it because we're going to have a split ticket, and there's going to be a new set of crowd here, or even some of the old ones also being here. So the finals match between the Creamline Cool Smashers and the Petrogas Angels, that's coming right after this. Well, not right after this. Later at 7 p.m.
Later at 7.
So abangan niyo po kami mamaya at 7 p.m. We'll see you there. That's in the after roughly 2 hours. Now, of course, congratulations to the Akari group for securing the bronze, and of course, the gallant stand for the Choco Mucho Flying Titans. On behalf of my partner, Panang de Koenigswarter, and our courtside reporter, Sam Morales, our director, Nick Earnshaw, and all the men and women behind Signal TV, this has been Sinjin Reyes, thanking you for joining us here at the Premier Volleyball League 2024-2025 All-Filipino Conference. This is the heart of volleyball.